If you want to watch Dragon Ball Super in the best possible quality, check out Crunchyroll's new service Verve, the sponsors of this Dragon Ball Super review, where you can watch Super as well as tons of other TV shows, not just anime. Go ahead and give it a try. It works on all your devices, and I'll give you a discount if you click the link in the description. And you can even link it to your Crunchyroll and Funimation accounts as well, so it all comes together, and it's easy to watch whatever you want, anytime you want. Thank you, and let's get to the review. So last week on Super, we had the Roshi-centric episode, all about the great Master Roshi. Really great emotional ending to that, and I love the fact that there wasn't a lot of focus put on Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, the characters that we always see. I'm glad that Roshi got the spotlight. This week, we're putting the focus back on those characters, but it's not really just about them. It's about their battle with the mysterious snipers here in the Tournament of Power, Dragon Ball Super episode 106. This Japanese title is a little bit hard for me to nail, so excuse me if I mess this up. I'm going to botch this one up, but here we go. Nyukamero Sugata Gakea Katkats Turunsto. That one, I know I screwed that up. If you're listening to this and you're fluent in Japanese, forgive me, because I know I messed that one up. But that translates to, find him, death match with an invisible attacker. And the invisible attacker is, of course, the sniper. So going into this episode, I kind of had a feeling it was going to be hard to top last week. Last week was so good. This week's episode, there are things that I did like about the episode. There are things I did not like about the episode. But I felt that the episode really didn't top last week. I think last week set the bar pretty high. And the week before with the whole Hit Goku team up was also pretty fun. This one was okay. And I think what was happening here is that they were trying to be creative and funny. And it worked, but it just kind of felt more like we're running in place with this episode. Now, I'll get into why I feel that way, in this review here. But I didn't hate the episode. There was some good stuff in here. I just didn't think it was as good as the last couple weeks. So the episode kind of picks up where we left off last time with Roshi. And Roshi kind of shoos Goku away because he wants to rest. So that's all well and good. So the episode begins with what appears to be a conflict between Gohan and Piccolo and Dr. Rota, who is the pig from Universe 6 who's in a cloak. Now, obviously, when we first saw this character reveal, a lot of us were wondering what this dude was going to bring to the table, because not only is he an interesting character we have never seen before, he's also from Universe 6, and Universe 6 has been promoted hard in this entire series, really. And it turns out in this episode that Dr. Rota is just a comedy fodder character like that. He's basically was used in this episode. This is his only real talking appearance so far, and possibly even his last, as pretty much a joke. They show him there and he's basically talking trash, and then suddenly he gets rocked with a ki blast and knocked out, and that's what kind of leads to the plot of this episode, which is Piccolo and Gohan having to deal with a sniper. Now, the thing about the sniper is that on the surface, the idea of a sniper sounds like a pretty cool idea, but you would think that by the time you got to this part of the series, these characters are so powerful that a sniper just isn't going to do anything. It's just not going to hurt these guys. But they kind of do a pretty decent job of explaining sort of what's going on. Early on in the episode, Piccolo and Gohan are trying to avoid these little ki blasts, like Frieza's death beams, these blue ki blasts that are being sniped at them from an unknown location. Piccolo tells Gohan to suppress his ki because they want to be able to locate the enemy, but then he got blasted, and he got blasted hard. I mean, he got blasted to where he actually lost a limb. We haven't even seen Piccolo lose a limb in many, many episodes. And of course, he regenerated it, which I thought was pretty cool. And Piccolo actually makes a comment about how these blasts are very similar to the Makanko Sapo, otherwise known as the special beam cannon in the dub. And the thing about that move is that move is pure concentrated energy. And even if you are more powerful than the person shooting the move off, it can still hurt you. And in this case, it certainly did when it came to Piccolo. So we see these red orbs flying around, and they kind of work like floating eyes or like floating cameras, where you can use them to see other parts of the arena and spy on them. This is some real Call of Duty type stuff right here. I enjoyed that, to where he's a sniper. We're going to get to who it is in a minute. And he can see all parts of the arena, but the other pro to this technique is that you can use these orbs to bounce ki blasts off of them. So you kind of use them like reflective mirrors where they go from one to another to another to another, and they can shoot anywhere in the arena. The balls are being controlled and thrown out by a character known as Pran from Universe 2. So Pran is from Universe 2, and they show early in the episode that he is the sniper, or at least he's one of the snipers. We're going to get to that in a minute. So the whole idea I had last week about this being like a mystery and that we're not going to know who it is till the end of the episode, no, not exactly. They kind of reveal who it is early on. Piccolo and Gohan, of course, make it their mission to try to locate the dude. There's not a lot of cover between them, so Piccolo and Gohan create, like, they blow up some stuff to make like smoke, but it doesn't help because we find out that the sniper is able to track them due to their heat. So it's a heat-seeking type move. He can use his power to sense heat and then fire blasts in the direction of the heat. So they have a hard time kind of struggling with this. We see Goku and Vegeta reunite with Tien Han. We actually have a scene that I shouldn't even mention this. I forgot to mention a minute ago, where the Grand Priest explains to the concept of what a sniper is to Zeno. So again, Piccolo, is firing a bunch of ki blasts out to confuse Pran because their, ki has heat to it. So that's going to end up confusing him, but he just says screw it and fires a whole bunch of blue beams just to see if we can hit anybody. Now, I had a problem with this. We're going to be critical here. Let's be critical. Let's do some real criticism here. I like the concept of the sniper, but I didn't like the fact that one thing I think they messed up on in the episode is they didn't show anybody else but like a few characters. Like we see Gohan, Piccolo, Tien Han, Goku, and Vegeta, but we don't see anybody else. Like the sniper's not targeting Jiren, Topo, Dispo. The sniper's not targeting anybody else, like the Universe 4 or Universe 3 characters. We haven't even seen the Universe 3 characters at all. Like almost we've seen a little bit of them, like Majikayo, but we've barely seen them. So as I'm watching this episode, I'm just thinking to myself, where the hell are these guys? Like, where the hell are the Universe 6 characters, Universe 4, Universe 3? They're not even around. So is it just all the universes fighting Universe 11, and next week it'll be the same thing? Like, I just feel like that's kind of poor writing, to be honest with you. I'm just being very honest here. I just feel like they haven't explained to us where these people are. Are they fighting somebody else? Like, are there little battles going on that we just can't see? Like, where's Frieza? I'm not saying they have to make a whole episode about them, but why in this episode, when you have a sniper who's trying to eliminate dudes and take them out, why don't we see other characters having the same struggle with this sniper? I feel like this episode would have been better if they had a lot of the different universes conspire to beat this guy because of how covert his strategy is. I just thought that was kind of, in my opinion, lazy writing. I really feel it was lazy writing and it could have been executed a lot better. That being said, I still didn't hate the episode because conceptually I thought it was pretty cool. Again, there's 40 people left in this thing as of this episode. Where the hell are they? So we get to the second half of the episode. Vegeta's determined to find this guy. He finally does spot Pran. So Vegeta and Goku do these running Gallic Gun Kamehamehas. They fire them, but what happens is Pran actually bounces the ki blast back. And that was interesting. So his ability is that he's kind of like Booyan from Dragon Ball, or kind of like Botamo in a way, or actually if you want to go really further back, the movie 2 big yellow guy from the World's Strongest Dragon Ball Z movie, he can bounce ki blast back. And then we find out that actually Pran is not the only sniper, he's just the assistant sniper, because the blasts are coming from Harmira, who is another fighter from Universe 2. He has this sort of wrist cannon thing, and so the way it works is they work together. Harmira will shoot a ki blast at Pran. Pran will bounce it with his balls. You know what I'm saying. With his little floating balls, he'll bounce the blast from his belly or whatever to the other fighters. Now, this is a pretty cool thing. I like this idea because you can't beat Pran with ki blasts. It doesn't work because if you fire a ki blast, he'll just bounce it back at you. So regular ki blasts or fireballs, if you're a fighting game fan, there's a joke that some of you might get, aren't going to work, because of the way that his body is and his techniques and whatnot. So Tien Han takes the bull by the horns and he says, you know what? I'm going to get creative. And he busts out the Shishinoken, otherwise known as the multi-form technique, where he can split into 4 parts, 4 people, and he tries to find the snipers. Meanwhile, Vegeta and Goku realize they can't use Ki Blast, so what do? They throw rocks at him. That's right, they pick up big boulders and throw it at him. I thought that was kind of inventive as well. So we see Tenshin Han use the Shin Kikoa, which we haven't seen in a while, otherwise known as the Neo Tri-Beam. I'm using both the Japanese names and the dub names for some of you newer subscribers who have not gone back and watched the series subtitled, which I do suggest you do. I do suggest going back and watching Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z subbed at some point, because I promise you it's a good experience when you watch it or with the original voices. So basically what the conclusion ends up being is that Tenshin Han goes in and he uses his like clones or whatever you want to call them to take down Harmira. And he's about to fire him point blank, but then Harmira shoots a bunch of Ki Blasts downward, like sort of like right down into the ground. And Tenshin Han goes down, but he forgot about the other 3 clones. So the 3 other Tenshin Hans appear. They grab the dude like a chokehold, hold him, and like throw him down. So as a result, both Tenshin Han and Harmira are eliminated. That means that Universe 7 is now down 2 fighters. Krillin and Tenshin Han are both eliminated. Krillin was eliminated several weeks ago. Now Tien is out as well. And then the episode kind of ends with, well, what's going to happen with Pram? Well, he goes face to face with Vegeta. He tries to escape, but then Dr. Rota comes up out of nowhere and grabs him. And Vegeta then fires a Ki Blast, which eliminates both Dr. Rota and Pram. So we didn't even get to see Dr. Rota do anything. The whole joke of Dr. Rota is that he grabs you and he says, "My name is Dr. Rota, and my technique is," and right before he does his technique, he gets thrown out. I thought that was kind of funny. I thought that was kind of Dragon Ball being self-aware of the fact that these guys all have these weird techniques. I thought that was good stuff, but I'm a little let down that Dr. Rota didn't do anything. But again, like I said before this tournament even started, if you've been a subscriber of mine for several months and you watch the videos, you know that I said there's going to be some jobbers. You know, Universe 10 was kind of like that. You know, you're going to have some characters that are jobbers. I was just expecting more from him because he's a Universe 6 guy. So it's interesting that, again, we have Universe 6, who is looking pretty good, but they lost the dude, and Universe 7 lost Tenshin Han. A little bit let down by the Tenshin Han elimination. I was expecting something a little bit more epic than that. Universe 7 is down to 6 fighters, so we'll see where things go. So that's pretty much the episode. I thought it was all right. It wasn't the best episode. They tried to do something unique and different, but there were too many unanswered questions here. Like, for example, why didn't Goku just use the instantaneous movement, the instant transmission, as they call it in the dub, to get behind to get behind Pram and just grab him and throw him out? Because the dude is not physically strong. So I don't understand why Goku didn't just teleport behind him and just grab him and throw him out. Like, that was dumb to me. That's bad writing, dude. This episode was plagued with some very annoying inconsistencies. It didn't entirely suck. Like I said, there was good stuff here, but I felt that when they wrote this, they probably didn't think certain things through, and that's my honest opinion. And that's my honest to God opinion. So next week, though, it should be a lot of fun. We got Jiren, we got Frost, we got a bunch of guys. The episode is called Revenge F, not Resurrection F, Revenge F. A cunning trap is set. So I think that Frieza Frost thing that we talked about, you know, about how they're gonna, that tease about them working together, we may get that next week. I will break that preview down, of course, on the channel tomorrow, like I always do. The next episode preview on Crunchyroll is going to be the full one. If you watch Super Live, you got the shorter one because they promoted that special coming up early October. So that's also coming up in the near future. Lots of craziness going on in this tournament, and things are starting to pick up, especially with this Revenge F. I can't wait. I cannot wait because Frieza is one of my favorite characters. I got a big smile on my face. Also, did a video yesterday I want everybody to check out. It's not getting too much love because I don't think anybody cares about Dr. Slump, but I think you'll like the video if you haven't seen it yet. It's called What If Arale was a Z fighter, or what if she was in Dragon Ball Z, what would happen? Check out that video, and thank you for your support, and let me know in the comments what you thought about this episode. Did you like it? Do you disagree with my nitpicks? Do you think it could have been better? Do you think I make a point? Do you think I'm wrong? I'm willing to read all your comments and kind of think about what I said. I'm standing by what I said. There's just too many weird things that could have been written better in this episode. I didn't like that part. But it wasn't horrible. It was just, it's probably my least favorite episode of this tournament so far. It's my least favorite. Not saying it's the worst thing ever. It's just my least favorite since the tournament began. That is my opinion. Don't forget, folks, there will not be a Dragon Ball Super next week, but I will be giving you a lot of content here on Geekdom 101. Tons of surprises that I'm not going to tell you about. You got to subscribe if you have not, and punch the bell to get notifications because YouTube's being weird. So lots of stuff coming up. Don't even worry. I will satisfy you as best I can, all right? And don't forget, of course, that our super reviews here are sponsored by Verve, a company owned by Crunchyroll, where they have not just anime, they also have other stuff too, live action stuff, science fiction, horror, full-length movies. It's like a hybrid of Hulu. It's like basically like getting Hulu, Crunchyroll, and Netflix all together. You don't get all the stuff that's in all those, but you get bits and pieces plus bonus stuff as well, extra stuff. So check out Verve. I have a link in the description for that. Thank you as always for checking out the review. I'll talk to you guys later.